Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM.
Good afternoon. This is koolNews at 4. I'm Cairo. Let's get into the headlines. Sorry for a little bit of the lag that I just caught while I was trying to mute the Cool FM audience here. So anyways, let's get into the headlines right now. Let me just get the website up in a bit here on my phone. Alright. Okay, so let's get started here. Diesel prices are set to increase by 1.20 pesos per liter starting Tuesday, October 8. All companies announced in separate advisories. Petrogas, Pilipinas, Shell, and CO also said kerosene prices would increase too by 70 centavos per liter, while gasoline costs would remain unchanged in the latest round of adjustments. This week's pump price movements marked weeks of consecutive increase, 2 straight weeks for gasoline and kerosene, and 3 consecutive weeks for diesel. Department of Energy's DOE All Industry Management Bureau Director Rodela Romeo previously said firms would implement a mixed price adjustment following news about Israel deliberating an attack on Iran's oil infrastructure, resulting in a possible supply disruption. Romero likewise cited disruptions in oil and gas in the southeast U.S. due to Hurricane Helene. The DOE official further noted the balance of weak global demand growth and a positive supply outlook. Many key buyers of the Persian Gulf sour crude dates are confident that trade flows between the Persian Gulf and Asia will not be disrupted. East Asia is neutral in the ongoing conflict, she added. Businessman and former Ilocos Governor Luis Javid Singson wants a Senate seat in order to give bank accounts and credit cards to Filipinos. In an unabashed interview prior to his filing of certificate of candidacy for senator at Manila Hotel on Monday, Simpson faced reporters and laid out the reason why he is gunning for a seat in the upper chamber. This is for the people so that I can continue what I have been doing in terms of giving bank accounts and credit cards to Filipinos, he said. Inside the Manila Hotel's tent city, he delivered a speech before reporters, clarifying that he has been doing the initiative in Ilocos. The card that we are handing out, we have a plan that is being made in our town that whatever the town is, that is their card. This card is international, worldwide Visa card. All towns will have these cards. All over the Philippines, we will give out for free with bank account, credit card, and debit card, said Singson. He said he will continue the initiative regardless if it wins or loses, adding that it will help improve the economy if Filipinos' funds are in the bank. Most people's money today is only under pillows. It is kept just anywhere. When lost, fight occurs, so this will help. I'm already doing it and I will do more. I can do more if I am elected senator, he said. Simpson said he intends to focus on addressing the financial exclusion that affects millions of Filipinos. His flagship project is called Bangko na Masa, a comprehensive initiative aimed at providing universal access to banking services for Filipinos, particularly those who do not have access to formal financial institutions. Currently, 77% of Filipinos do not have bank accounts, while 95% lack debit or credit cards. Sixton's plans seeks to change this by ensuring that every Filipino age 18 and above has access to a bank account and a credit card. In addition to helping those in the Philippines, the Bangko ng Masa will also extend benefits to overseas Filipino workers by lowering by lowering remittance fees, Singson hopes to ease the financial burden on the families of OFWs who rely heavily on the money sent home from abroad. Apart from granting bank accounts and credit cards to Filipinos nationwide, Singson likewise vowed to push for the modernization of electric vehicles like Jeep, tricycles, and motorcycles. Former mayors of Lagbangan and Dumalindaw towns in the province filed their certificates of candidacy on Sunday to seek a comeback to their former posts. Some welcomed also Vice Governor Ace William Cerales, who served as Dumalindaw mayor for 3 terms from 2007 to 2016, filed his COC for mayor. Cerales' wife, Juna Flor, is the incompetent mayor, and she will vie for the gubernatorial post in the 2025 elections. The vice governor is the son of Antonio Cerales, the representative of the 2nd District of Zamboanga del Sur. Representative Cerales' wife, Aurora, also served as governor and the representative of the 2nd District from 1997 to 2001. Former Mayor Wilson Nandang of Lambangan Town is also seeking a comeback. He filed his COC at the Comelec office here on Sunday. He first served as Lambangan's vice mayor in 2007 and was elected mayor in 2010. On Saturday, Mayok Town's former mayor and 2nd District Representative Leonardo Babasa Jr. also filed his COC for mayor. Yete Governor Carlos Jericho Petila filed his certificate of candidacy on Monday, October 7 to seek re-election. Since the start of the COC filing last October 1, no other candidate filed candidacy for the position of Yete Governor, according to records from the Provincial Office of the Commission on Elections. Petilla was accompanied by his running mate, incumbent Vice Governor Leonardo Jeffer, and other candidates vying for provincial board seats. Petilla is seeking re-election under the Nationalist People's Coalition, which is part of the coalition aligned with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Asked about his priorities if re-elected, Petilla said his focus will be enhancing agricultural productivity with an emphasis on modern technology to help local farmers. Inflation is one of the country's biggest challenges, including here in Yete. Agriculture plays a significant role in this. The cost of everything is rising, but food prices in particular have seen the biggest surge, Petilla would inquire after filing his COC. That's why we need to invest in agriculture and use modern technology to make it more competitive and sustainable, he added. Meanwhile, the nephew of Speaker Martin Romualdez is running for mayor of Tolosa, their hometown. John Lawrence Romualdez filed his COC on October 5. He is running under the banner of the Action Democratico, the party that filled Manila mayor candidate Isko Moreno in the 2022 presidential election. The younger Romualdez said he respected the equality of the incompetent principle, which prevents his candidacy under the administration's better. He'll be facing up against incumbent Mayor Erwin Ocana, who has the support of Speaker Romualdez. The younger Romualdez said he wanted to boost Tolosa's economy. It's unfortunate that Tolosa remains a poor municipality. I hope to attract investors and create opportunities for our people, he said. And retired Philippine National Police Chief Edgar Aglibay officially filed his certificate of candidacy for governor of Cagayan on Monday at around 10:30 a.m. The 76-year-old Aglibay has teamed up with outgoing 3-term Governor Manuel Pampa, who is seeking the vice governorship. The former police general served as PAP chief from August 24, 2004 to March 14, 2005. This isn't for me, it's for the province. We aim to unite with one Cagayan. Aglibay, a native of Kalamalangwigan, town to reporters. Both Aglibay and Mampa are running under the Nationalista Party. They are joined by their allies who are running for a seat in Congress. Here are the following. Lalo Mayor Florence Pascal, 1st District. Alacapan Mayor Harry Florida, that is 2nd District. I forgot to mention that Lalo Mayor Florence Pascal will be for the 1st District. Alcapacan Mayor Harry Florida, that will be 2nd District. And former Representative Randolph Ting, that will be running for 3rd District. Aglipay will be up against incumbent three-term Vice Governor Melvin Vargas Jr. of the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, and Dr. Zara Lara of the Nationalist People's Coalition. The two, the two candidates filed their COCs for governor on October 2. It is now 4:10 in the afternoon, and Cool News at 4. We'll be right back.
Bakit pa lang ng alauna? Alam nyo na, JKS na! Samahan si Mark Corrales sa isang oras sa kwentuhan, tawanan, at kung ano-ano man. Tuwing Sabado, pagsapit ng alauna ng hapon.
Magandang hapon po. It's gusto ko Sabado, GKS.
Sumama na sa kwentuhan sa GKS. Gusto ko Sabado! Dito lang sa nag-iisang hipili na Mark. Cool FM.
Welcome back to Cool News at 4. Let's continue with the headlines now. Alright, one moment. Yeah, one moment, guys. Around 151 overseas Filipino workers in Lebanon are expected to return to the Philippines starting October 11 as Israel continues to intensify its airstrikes on suspected Hezbollah strongholds. A series of 9 flights will be available from October 11 to October 28 as commercial airlines in Beirut resume operations, Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Katak said in an interview with Teleradio on Sunday. The continued cancellation of outbound flights by major airlines due to recent explosions in Beirut had delayed the repatriation of 15 OFWs who were scheduled to return to the Philippines on September 25. Last week, the Department of Migrant Workers announced that 3 people in his group, including one with a medical condition, would return home on October 11, while the remaining 12 would join 17 others set for repatriation on October 22, barring any unforeseen circumstances. According to Katak, 430 OFWs and 28 dependents have so far returned to Manila since October last year, when hostilities started between Israel and Gaza. If the 151 OFWs come home as scheduled, the total number of repatriated Filipino workers will rise to around 600. As of October 2, over 100 OFWs are awaiting clearance from immigration authorities in Lebanon before they can be scheduled for repatriation, according to DMW records. All repatriated Filipino workers from Beirut will be entitled to 150,000 pesos in cash assistance from the DMW and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, Katak said. Since most of them are domestic helpers, the 150,000 pesos will cover 4 to 6 months of the year. In addition to the financial aid, OFWs also receive immediate medical attention from the Department of Health, livelihood assistance from the Department of Social Welfare and Development, and skills training vouchers from the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Katak said that livelihood training offered by the government included tourism-related businesses such as culinary projects, Airbnb management, operating software shops, and tour guide training. I think the 150,000 pesos is sufficient to support them while they are training and looking for jobs with facilitation services, which include options in the overseas job market, although we are primarily focused on local market options, he said. In the press briefing organized by Migrante International on September 29, OFWs caught in the escalating violence in Lebanon appealed to President Marcos for immediate repatriation, expressing frustration over what they perceive as a sluggish government response. Many concerns come from undocumented workers lacking proper visas or permits, as well as those whose passports were being withheld by their employers, a circumstance pointed out by the United Nations itself. Over the weekend, Foreign Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega said the Department of Foreign Affairs could issue travel documents to OFWs without passports, while securing exit clearance for those whose employers refuse to release them may be complicated. De Vega said the government was willing to assist in paying any penalties. I already gave instructions to the Ambassador Raymond Balabat to assert the desire of Filipinos to leave, including those whose Lebanese employers have refused to release them. We will pay whatever needs to be paid in terms of their exit clearance, so we will find a way, De Vega said at the news from on Saturday. Alert Level 3 currently remains in effect in Lebanon, allowing Filipinos to opt for voluntary repatriation. They may register at the following URL by going to tinyurl.com/2024 repatriation, or you can reach out to the embassy for any concerns or assistance via 70858-086 or through the Migrant Workers Office hotline, that's 79110-729. President Ferdinand Bobo Marcos Jr. and South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol on Monday signed several agreements, including a maritime cooperation deal between the Philippine Coast Guard and the Korean Coast Guard. In his speech during the joint presentation of the agreement signed, Marcos said the signed memorandum of understanding will propel the momentum of the strategic partnership between the Philippines and South Korea in the decades to come. The key agreements were signed were the following, so here are the lists here. MOU between PCG and KCG on maritime cooperation. MOU on the Economic Innovation Partnership Program. MOU for strategic cooperation on critical raw material supply chains. MOU on the feasibility study for Bataan Nuclear Power Plant. Loan agreement on Samar Coastal Road 2 project, and the Memorandum of Understanding on the Laguna Lakeshore Road Network Project Phase 1 or Stage 1, and the Panay Guimaras Negros Island Bridges Project, and implementation program of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Department of Tourism and the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism of the Republic of Korea for 2024 to 2029. On the MOU signed between PCG and KCG, Marcos said the partnership will strengthen the protection of the two nations' mutual maritime interests, to strengthen understanding, mutual trust, and confidence for the purpose of promotion, preservation, and protection of our mutual maritime interests, including maritime order and safety in the Asia-Pacific region. We have signed a MOU between the BCG and KCG on maritime cooperation, said Marcos. The MOU on EIPP will establish a framework for cooperation between the Philippines and South Korea for the advancement of national, regional, and urban development in the Philippines. Marcos also said that on the strategic cooperation on critical raw material supply chains will promote cooperation and establishment of supply chains and critical raw materials in the Philippines and South Korea. The feasibility study on the PNPP, on the other hand, will allow the country to invest in envisioning the nuclear plant as a potential source of energy. This will carry out through a feasibility study to continue progress on the PNPP, which we envision to contribute to energy security in the country, Marcos said. Marcos also expressed hope for the continued promotion of bilateral tourism cooperation between the Philippines and South Korea upon the signing of the implementation program of the MOU between the Department of Tourism and Korea's Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. And now for the international headlines, Japan's government admitted Monday manipulating an official photo of the new cabinet to make its members look less and contempt after all a mockery of their such tortures. Images taken by local media showed what appeared to be an untidy patch of white shirt under the morning suits of Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and Defense Minister Gen Nakatani. In an official photo issued by Ishiba's office, these blemishes had mysteriously disappeared, but not quickly enough to stop a barrage of mockery of the untidy cabinet on social media. This is more hideous than a group picture of some kind of a seniors club during a trip to a hot spring. It's utterly embarrassing, one user wrote on X. Minor editing was made. Top government spokesman Yoshimasa Hayashi told reporters on Monday while seeking to deflect criticism of the manipulation. Group officials during official events of the Prime Minister's office, such as the cabinet reshuffle, will be preserved forever as memorabilia, so minor editing is customarily performed on these photos, he said. In March, Catherine, Britain's Prince of Wales, apologized and said she had edited a photo with her children released by the palace. The Mother's Day portrait of a smiling Kate included several inconsistencies and sparked a storm of the major news agencies, including AFP, reviewed the photo saying it had been manipulated. Like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing, Kate said in a statement. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. And lastly, but not least, we have Saudi Arabia's King Salman. He has a lung infection and was set to undergo medical tests on Saturday night, the royal court said in the latest update on the aging monarch's health. King Salman will undergo some medical tests this evening based on the recommendations of the royal clinics due to a lung infection, said the statement carried by the official Saudi press agency. And finally, in showbiz news, we have abysmal results for the sequel of Joker. Joker fully adopts is the #1 movie at the box office, but it might not be designed for a happy ending. In the turn of events that only Arthur Fleck would find funny, to follow up to Todd Phillips' 2019 origin story about the Batman villain opened in theaters nationwide this weekend to a muted $40 million. According to studio estimates Sunday, less than half of that is its predecessor. The collapse was swift and has many in the industry wondering, how did the highly anticipated sequel to an Oscar-winning billion-dollar film with the same creative team go wrong? Just 3 weeks ago, tracking services pegged the movie for a $70 million debut, which would still have been down a fair amount from Joker's record-breaking $96.2 million launch in October 2019. Reviews were mixed out of the event's movie film festival, where it premiered in competition like the first movie and even got a 12-minute standing ovation. But the homecoming blow was short-lived, and the fragile foundation would crumble in the coming weeks with its Rotten Tomatoes score dropping from 63% advance to just 33% by its first weekend in theaters. Perhaps even more surprising were the audience reviews. Ticket buyers polled on opening night gave the film a deadly D cinema score. Exit polls from post-track weren't any better. It got a major half star of 5 possible. Yikes. And that is it for Cool News at 4. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhphilippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Cairo. We will see you later for more news headlines with Cool News at 6. Goodbye.